Hey, everyone. Welcome to Addy News. Please like, share, and subscribe to Addy News. So let's started. U.S. Supreme Court to hear case on affirmative action in college admissions. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case challenging the use of affirmative action in college admissions. The case, Fisher v. University of Texas at Austin, centers on a white woman who was denied admission to the University of Texas at Austin after the school used race as a factor in its admissions process. The woman, Abigail Fisher, argues that the school's use of affirmative action is unconstitutional because it discriminates against white applicants. The Supreme Court is expected to hear arguments in the case in October. North Korea fires suspected ballistic missile into the sea. North Korea fired a suspected ballistic missile into the sea on Wednesday, South Korea's military said. The missile was fired from the northeast coast and flew about 600 kilometers, 370 miles, according to the South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff. The launch comes just days after North Korea fired a suspected ballistic missile into the sea on May 12. The United Nations Security Council has imposed a series of sanctions on North Korea in an effort to curb its nuclear and missile programs. Sri Lanka declares state of emergency after deadly violence. Sri Lanka's president has declared a state of emergency after deadly violence erupted in the capital, Colombo, on Monday. The violence was sparked by the country's worst economic crisis in decades. The state of emergency gives the president sweeping powers to arrest and detain people. It also allows the government to restrict freedom of assembly and movement. China reports first human case of H3N8 bird flu. China has reported its first human case of H3N8 bird flu. The case was detected in a 4-year-old boy who lives in the central province of Hunan. The boy is in stable condition and is being treated in a hospital. H3N8 is a type of bird flu that is usually found in waterfowl. It is not known how the boy became infected. However, health officials say there is no evidence that the virus can easily spread from person to person. Russia-Ukraine war, U.S. to send more artillery to Ukraine. The United States is sending more artillery to Ukraine as the country battles Russia. The U.S. will send 18 M777 howitzers, 1,000 rounds of 155 mm artillery ammunition, and 36,000 rounds of 105 mm artillery ammunition. The U.S. is also sending 200 armored high-mobility multipurpose wheeled vehicles, HMMWVs, and other military equipment to Ukraine. The new weapons are part of a $750 million security assistance package that President Biden announced on Wednesday. EU to ban most Russian oil imports. The European Union has agreed to ban most Russian oil imports in an effort to punish the country for its invasion of Ukraine. The ban will take effect in 6 months for crude oil and in 8 months for refined products. The ban is expected to cost Russia billions of dollars in lost revenue. UN Security Council to hold meeting on Ukraine. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to hold a meeting on Ukraine on Thursday. The meeting comes as the war in Ukraine enters its 100th day. The Security Council is expected to discuss the humanitarian situation in Ukraine and the need for a ceasefire. U.S. to host Summit of Americas. The United States is set to host the Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles from June 6 to 10. The summit will bring together leaders from the Western Hemisphere to discuss issues such as democracy, migration, and climate change. Please like, share, and subscribe to Addy News. Thank you for watching. See you soon.